Hello, lovely humans. Welcome back to Chronically Joyful. I'm Kat Weston. Thank you for joining me on my sofa today. You are propped up on a lovely dragon pillow, which I'm actually going to show you because my mom made it and it is literally like the greatest thing that I own. It makes me so happy. But we are in a different location today, once again, simply for the fact that I'll be honest with y'all, I am not wearing makeup. My hair, I'm currently dealing with 6.5 months after getting the worst haircut of my life. I'm trying to grow it. So I had like big children's clips in my hair all day trying to train my tiny bangs that were not supposed to be tiny, but they are. Um, but I didn't feel like recording today because I had a decent work day for most of today and then towards the last like after lunch basically. So from like 1:30 onwards, it got so crazy and the stress in my body started to physically accumulate to a degree where I'm actually, if I'm being very honest right now, I'm in like 6.5, 7 out of 10 in the pain scale. Your girl ain't doing so good. That to say, in the name of authenticity and wanting to maintain this channel to the best of my ability, I am here today with very whimsical earrings, I will admit. Look at these. Aren't they great? They're so whimsical. They're little mushroom terrariums. And they bring me so much joy. So, thanks for joining me on this less than ideal day of circumstances, but still feeling very grateful and cheery. It was supposed to tornado like all day today, and I stayed home from work and I was like, all right, battening down the hatches with Miss Puddles, who is playing with a dolphin in front of me. She will probably come pop in and say hello since I'm on the sofa. But yeah, it never ended up really doing anything. It did hail. Perhaps I'll put a photo of that in here somewhere. But I didn't even notice it was happening. Like the winds are starting to pick up. It's 8 p.m. where I am right now. And I'm like, hopefully I don't lose power. But honestly, I'm feeling, knock on wood and stack table, pretty optimistic about this, as per my norm. But something I did want to talk about today because of the relevancy of this is pain, where I actually am pleased to admit that I have not personally experienced MS pain specifically in a minute. And when I have, it's been super fleeting and super quick and usually brought on by my actions. So, like, I go for a 6 mile run, I get foot drop, and then I'm dying. Like, it makes sense to me. And I'm assuming today was caused by stress only for the fact that I haven't felt overwhelmed like that in at least a month, I would say. Things have been easier for me to manage, thankfully. Thank you, meditation. But today it was just like I'm trying to also be more intentional when I'm at work and just like really hone in on one task while also still answering messages. Let's talk about what I actually do. In the name of slight discretion, just because like this isn't a side hustle or a side job or whatever, but if eventually this ever magically gets monetized or whatever, I would have to declare it. But I work for a large corporation, and my job, I'm a client success manager. I'm a team lead. I love being a team lead. I love leading people. It like really brightens my day to see my people succeed. And I have two of like the most, she agrees with me. I have two of the most wonderful, wonderful people that work for me. Hold, please. I know how to fix this. Go get it. Laziest fetch I've ever seen. Puddles cam. This is also like the one spot in my house that I can sit while I'm working, and I very rarely sit from my standing desk only for the fact that when she's not incredibly distracted like she is right now, usually she's on top of me. So we will accept this for Puddles cam today. Good girl. Anywho, back to the subject matter at hand. My two direct reports are two of the most incredible women on this entire planet, and I am so blessed to work with them. They inspire me every single day. It's just like seeing how different brains put pieces together is like one of my new favorite pastimes. I'm so sorry for how jarring the amount of pausing I'm doing right now is, but like Sharky is her loudest toy, and she is right here. I'm trying to compromise for being in pain and trying to be comfortable. This is my life. I accept this life. It's glorious. I love this creature, even though she's crazy. I digress. My day job, basically, I work in digital messaging. We'll just leave it at that. She's now burrowing under this dragon pillow. But I work in digital messaging, and it's very high pressure and very demanding. And I'm from New York, so I always am like, oh, I can totally handle this. This is so easy for me. And honestly, like I deal with the pressure very well. I say I'm type A at work, and I'm type B everywhere else. So I'm a healthy type C in every aspect of my life, I think. But my job, just like sometimes things happen throughout the workday where people just expect me to be able to cognitively understand concepts like that it's just like, I'm sorry, what's my job again? And it takes so much brain power. And I know that's what my last video was about. Sorry, Sharky is very much distracting me now too. But I also, I was never meant to finish this recording today. I'm so sorry. This is a mess. Okay. Anyway, sometimes my days get incredibly stressful, and today was one of those days, and I try to keep the sunny disposition, and then just that last straw broke the cat's back, I'll say, because I'm cat. And I didn't have a meltdown per se, and I didn't cry. I did not stress cry, which is a good sign that I'm getting better at managing the stress in the moment. But I did feel an onset in my arms. I call them my evening gloves, where it's just like excessive pain from my fingertips all the way up, usually to about here. But today, because I lifted heavy yesterday in the gym, it was all the way up, and it's both arms, and it's like that dull, aching, growing pain type pain. So it's just like not invasive to a degree where I can't function, but it's just like that dull throb that just is still there and like doesn't leave and isn't fleeting, and it just like is like, hey, I'm here. You're very clearly very stressed. I'm like, okay, I see you. And I worked until about 6 today, and then I had to close the laptop, even though my to-do list is the size of the Declaration of Independence. But I just like, I didn't have it in me. And I was like, I need to prioritize the art project that I'm doing for work also, that is turning out so good. I'm so proud of myself. I'll show you guys what that looks like afterwards too. But like, I had other things I had to do today, and I'm now at a point where I can't really do anything. And I look much better in this moment than I did earlier today, just because like, I guess I'll take pride in this, but my heart is upon my sleeve. Get it? She's got a half sleeve. My heart's on my sleeve. So it's like when I'm stressed, I'm getting better at not necessarily masking it, but just like managing it better in the moment. I'm trying to be a good manager. I'm trying to be delightfully professional as often as I can while still remaining authentic to the best of my ability, but corporate's a whole other animal. But like, you can see it on my face, and instead of me doing one of these the way that it used to do, now it's more so like I just kind of like die. But My responses in the moment are certainly better when people are using me as human punching bag. I'll just be like, okay, like I hear you. Thank you for expressing this feedback, and hopefully we can make things happen. And I really mean it, where it's always just I'm trying to compromise with people and do my best. But holy mackerel, it's why I am more introverted as I get older too, where like I fill my cup by sitting on this sofa politely and playing Zelda and casually yelling at Puddles when she barks. I think it's hailing outside right now, and that's why she's like, "Who's at the window?" But I do also fill my cup when my girlfriends text me and they're like, "Hey, we're going to this Irish pub. Do you want to come have a Guinness?" And I'm like, twist my arm, sure. And I realized that like I could wake up so grumpy, and if I don't have time in the morning, because every morning I wake up I do this where it's just like I take a couple of deep breaths and I think today is a wonderful day. Something really good is going to happen for me today. And even if it's something really small, it always comes true. Magic. But like I could be grumpy sometimes when I wake up in the mornings, and it's like I'll just be like, I don't want to be alive today. It's raining outside. I'm grumpy. I gotta go to work. I don't want to go to work. And as soon as I like step into the office and someone says good morning, I'm like, good morning. And I'm like right back up there. So again, ambivert. My cup fills in a multitude of ways, but I do cherish my quiet alone time so much. Where it's like after days like today, not speaking up until this point, like barely even to Puddles other than just saying, I love you so much. It's such a blessing for my mental health, where it's just like I don't want to talk to anybody, even if somebody was being very sweet, just like, hey, did you have a good day today? What's something that made you smile? Like in those moments, I'm just like, I just want to pop. I'm not there. So I think living in our little girly domicile here is doing wonders for me. Many tangents and pauses in this recording later. I guess the gist of where I'm going with this is reminiscent to, I think, my most recent blog post as well, where it's okay to rest. It's okay to cancel some things on your to-do list just to sit down and be like, I exist today. And I'm grateful that I exist today. And I have done enough on this day. Today is Monday. I've done enough on this Monday. I did some cleaning this morning. I worked a long day. What else? I made dinner. I'm like, what? I've done other stuff too. But like the weather has not been great. It's warm outside, but because it was like super stormy too, like we didn't go for our usual stroll around the block. Like I barely moved today. What am I at? I am at 2,743 steps. The average American moves 3,500 steps a day, which is not that many. And this is unsurprising for a day that I worked from home just because I have a walking pad, but I can't work and walk. And I mean, like, I could take meetings and do it. You guys have done stroll and ponder with me. You see that I get out of breath, but usually on meetings, I'm not walking that fast either. But I can't do my job and type and walk at the same time. It is impossibly difficult to get things done efficiently. So it's just like, I just stand all day. And every time I'm like, I'm going to take a 5-minute break and like take a walk around the house, like get some tea, like breathe, do something. I never do, because it's just like it's constant. And I personally need to declare that I'm going to get better in this arena, because holy guacamole, am I tired and half the shell of my former self. I also have like, it's not a big presentation. We do it every month, but I'm doing a lot for it. And I feel mostly adequately prepared for it. So it's like I have that looming over my head. I got some other stuff on my mind too. Still not out of the woods on the things that have been happening, and I won't be for a long time, I think. And that's okay. It's just acknowledging that, like, I'm a human and you're a human and we manage a lot of different things all the time. Everybody is. Like, no one's unique in that sense. We're all unique in the situation specifically that we're facing, but we're not unique in the sense that all of us are busy trying to balance our careers, our families, our hobbies, self care, relationships, if you're in one, like all of these different facets of life that make us beautifully chaotic human beings. That just like, it's one of my favorite parts of being alive is the chaos, just because it's beautiful in its own way. And we're all individual in that sense, but we are all busy. All of us are busy. It's why I take nothing personally anymore. And like, I'll have people reach out to me after months and be like, I'm so sorry. I'm the worst friend ever. How can you ever forgive me? And I'm always just like, I expect nothing from you. I assume if I don't hear from you, things are good. I would hope you would tell me if they weren't. But I'll never take it personally just because I get it. Not only do I get it, but I also have multiple sclerosis and I'm so tired all the time. Not using that as an excuse, but chronic fatigue is a real thing. And while I am confident that I will be able to master this, I'm not quite there yet. And I'm so tired. Oh, it was Saturday this weekend. I was in bed by like 9:30 reading a book and I was so happy. I was like, this is my happy place. I am trying a new tea blend, actually. I went down the wrong aisle at my grocery store on accident and I ended up in the tea aisle and I was like, ooh, I want to see what's here. And this is called Rosy Mood. And it's a very floral blend and traditional medicinals. I can't even remember the name of this brand. Maybe it's traditional medicinals. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at the box. But what caught my eye is the butterfly pea. There is a tea that Walmart makes, and I think it's seasonal. I don't know. We never determined this. But it's a butterfly pea tea, and it's blue. And it turns the tea blue. And it was like one of the most delicious things I've ever tasted. And there's butterfly pea flower in this. And there's rose and like all these different herbs and definitely rosemary. The plants have enough spirit to transform our limited vision. Rosemary Gladstar. And it has motivational quotes. I'm a fan of this blend. This is actually my second cup today. I'm very proud of myself. For some reason, I was meditating on like, what does the highest version of myself look like? How does she behave? What are her habits? And something that just like popped in my head was she drinks a lot of tea. And this was earlier where I was very hot still. Like, although I did this not too long ago. It was in the middle of winter, so I guess I must have been in my heated blanket if I had to guess. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't really want tea. The weather's going to change. And now it's just like, no, she drinks a lot of tea. And I think it is a good part of the meditative, taking it easy kind of a flow I'm trying to create here. And I think that today is one of those days where it's just a necessity. I'm still in pain, but I'm sunnier in my disposition for the fact that like I am allowed to rest and I am allowed to enjoy my home and just exist happily and hopefully encourage you to just exist happily, because I say this all the time and my sister makes fun of me for it, where we're human beings, we're not human doings. I wasn't put on this planet to do a 6,000 page chore list and be like, see, I proved my worth and my value by being productive. I used to be that person. Not long ago either, like still a work in progress. But no, I'm put on this planet not only to exist, but I think to talk about hard things that a lot of folks are talking about now. Trust me, I'm definitely not a pioneer in this space anymore. Where like where my Instagram account went to what I see now, it is so bustling and it's such a beautiful thing to see. And I love hearing the voices and messages from everybody else too. It's a beautiful community to be a part of. And I think I was put here to learn how to alchemize my pain into pleasure, where, as I've said before, I spend my life chasing after joy, and today's no exception. My hard work day was a lot, but I still got joy out of it. I love the people I work with. I'm very blessed to have amazing, smart, badass humans that I get to see and communicate with on the daily. That is not part of it, but it was just a very long, tumultuous, challenging work day for me. And I was just like, well, how do I bring it back up? And there's not a lot of time left. And I'm going into the office tomorrow, which means I got to get up at the crack of dawn, look like a person, like get in the right headspace before I bring myself to that job, to be an example for my team, to be someone that other people value working with, and my best self versus the person that I tended to be before or in 2024, where like I've always been obnoxiously positive because that's just who I am. But a lot of it was fake it till you make it in those times where I now can proudly say that I'm not really faking it anymore, but I think I'm making it. I have no idea what I'm doing with my life, guys. I'm now officially like I stepped over the threshold where it's just like open field and I'm like, we're here. Now what? And it's such a scary feeling. It's absolutely terrifying, but it is just as exhilarating as it is terrifying. And as a natural optimist, I'm aiming for the best possible outcome, not only for myself, but for anyone I may have the blessing of coming into contact with, including all of you, my sweet friends who are here sitting on this sofa with me right now, having a palaver as I talk about being in pain and a hard work day. And it's just like we're having tea after work on a Monday in the middle of a supposed tornado and just enjoying each other's company. So I do really value you taking the time to spend 22 minutes with me on this fine Monday when I'm like half out of it at the moment, but very much value the time together. As always, the light in me sees the light in you. And even if we may never meet face to face or through commenting in the internet or anything in between, my spirit is with you. We are connected, and I love you very, very much. Thank you. Have a great day. Go have some tea. Pet a dog. Love thyself, friends. Bye.